everyone. Welcome to TI Talk here on the Famous Mommy channel. I'm so glad to see you here today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, smash that like button if you like this video, and hit that little notification bell so you'll always be notified for all the newest Famous Mommy videos here on the Famous Mommy channel on YouTube. So thank you for being here today. I get to interview a very good friend I actually made on YouTube. She's from the East Coast and I'm from the West Coast. So we did our best to do this interview. I hope that you like it, and I hope that you learn a lot about breastfeeding and breastfeeding journeys, and that you are here to stay and learn from the Famous Mommy channel. Thank you so much again for being here, and we'll see you inside. I just want to take a moment to remind everyone that this video is for educational purposes and it will contain some mothers feeding their babies the way nature intended. So please make your choice to stay or click on out right at this moment. And if you choose to stay, then here we go.
Anyone that wants to breastfeed or chest feed, I absolutely support you.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Famous Mommy channel here on YouTube. Today I have a special guest from SandyFam. We're gonna be interviewing her about her breastfeeding experience. Hi, it's been so long. We've been trying to do this video. How are you?
Hey Jay, oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me. This is long overdue, and oh my goodness, I cannot believe we are finally doing this interview after talking about doing it for so long. How are you doing?
I am absolutely fabulous. Let's get to it. I know we're getting a little bit of a delay in our questioning, but I'm sure that the one question my viewers would like to know is, first of all, how long have you been nursing?
Oh, how long have I been nursing? Well, quite a few years. I was able to nurse my first baby, my son.
Oh, so precious.
Until he was a little over 4 months old, until I had a tragic accident happen. Wasn't my fault. It's a long story.
Gosh, I'm so sorry that that happened to you, and I can't even fathom having gone through what you did, but we'll get into that a little bit later. We still want to hear about the rest of your crew.
And then I have Miss Carmelina right here, and she is still nursing strong. She will be 2 in June. So I guess I have been nursing about 4 years.
That's a long time. I know I've been nursing myself for about 5 years total. My oldest daughter is 5 and my youngest one is 3 right now. So I'm sure that the mommies at home that are also nursing mothers would like to know, like, if you had any problems occur or problems that you encountered during your breastfeeding journeys that you could share with us to maybe help some mommies on their own breastfeeding journeys.
Well, with my first, I had a accident happen. It was not my fault, but basically the medical team made some mistakes during my surgery.
Wait, what?
Which led me going into out. Had to get 2 transfusions.
Oh my literal. You are lucky to be alive right now. Thank you're okay. So what happened after that? Like, were you able to breastfeed?
They sent me a lactation consultant to try to help me, but I had to basically learn how to walk all over again, and the only thing I could do was move my fingers. So I was just too weak, to be honest.
I can't even begin to imagine or even have the words of anything to say to you of what you went through. My God. I mean, I just can't even imagine what you've gone through.
And the lactation consultant was so helpful. She was trying to help me pump and even trying to, place my breast in the proper position so that I could pump. But I was just so weak. I just told her, I'm sorry, I can't right now. I need to focus on staying alive.
Geez, so how long did you have to stay in the hospital?
So after being in ICU for a week, I was discharged, thankfully, and I was able to see the world outside of the hospital again. I'm so grateful for that. And especially my baby.
I am also thankful for that because, gosh, you have a beautiful family and you are so blessed and lucky, aren't we both? I am so thankful to have you as my friend and that you are here to be my friend. After going through all that, were you even able to nurse him?
He did nurse a little bit. I still had some supply left, although it had diminished a lot.
Yep, I can imagine that.
And by then, he was hooked on the bottle and formula, so I supplemented, and then that basically led to weaning.
That must have been really difficult. I know that sometimes having difficulties with breastfeeding after giving birth can also lead to postpartum depression and more complications with that. I am just so thankful that everything is okay now because you have a beautiful son. So that's definitely on a lighter note now. Now, please tell us more about the rest of your beautiful family. I'm sure the viewers at home would love to hear about them.
With my second, I don't believe I had any issues other than one time her dad open, so I took him to the hospital, stitches, and in the emergency room waiting area, the security guard tried to kick me out for nursing my daughter.
Did I just hear that right? What?
And they called their manager. She came down and she tried to say, ma'am, there are children here and people are, they kind of feel uncomfortable. You really need to leave.
For feeding your baby the way nature intended in a hospital, they told you to leave?
And I was just like, well, actually the law protects me, so you can't kick me out of here. I said, at first I was like, well, am I allowed to be here? And she's like, yeah, of course you can be here. It's a waiting area. And I said, okay, in that case, the law protects me from any discrimination because I'm a breastfeeding mother.
Hello, don't you know you work for a hospital? It's legal in all 50 states of the United States of America to breastfeed in private or public as you choose as a breastfeeding mother.
I said, so you prefer that my child be there screaming and crying instead of being fed and happy? And not only that, but I wasn't even in the regular area. Like when she started to get fussy, I went to a side of the waiting room and I was just like, that's okay. I'm just gonna sit here where like there's nobody at and nurse the baby, and it was still an issue.
When did people ever get away from nature intended feeding a baby? Like, I don't understand why people don't get it. I still don't understand. In an effort to normalize breastfeeding, #normalize breastfeeding, this is why I do these interviews, and this is why it is so important that we spread awareness and let people know.
But, lack of education and ignorance, unfortunately, but that's why we are spreading our normalized breastfeeding.
Yes, I agree. I think that normalizing breastfeeding is important, and I think that all women should feel confident in whatever way they choose to feed their baby and wherever they choose to do so. And it's just an important subject for me because if I even help, or if we even help one mommy, then it was worth it and it was what we set out to do.
You have no idea how helpful you are. You have helped so many people on their breastfeeding journey, and to think about how much you have put forth towards the Normalized Breastfeeding campaign, you are a total rock star.
Oh gosh, thank you. I'm blushing. You're so sweet.
To basically spread awareness, and not even awareness. I mean, it's not a disease. It's just, this is the way that we were naturally, biologically intended to feed our babies. I support that. And I support anyone that wants to breastfeed or chest feed. I absolutely support you.
I completely agree with you. I support all breastfeeding moms as well as all mommies in general. I think that people should stop being so judgmental about a mommy doing what nature intended her to do, and that is feed her baby the way nature intended. Just want to spread knowledge, and knowledge is power, and that is a good thing that we spread this awareness and this knowledge for people to understand and get back to the basics.
We have to stick together and basically show the world that it's nothing to be ashamed of or to be hidden.
Yep. All this talk about milk is making me hungry. Now, I remember you saying you had some issues though with your current baby. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
And with my current baby, did I have any issues? Well, with Miss Carmelina, she has a little bit of a lip tie. So she had a hard time latching at first. And even now, I feel like she doesn't have the deepest latch, but obviously she's over a year and a half and still breastfeeding. We have made it work. I do think it kind of led to some additional discomfort at the beginning of my breastfeeding journey, but that is totally okay. We made do, and I always made sure she had the widest opening when she was latching and everything, as wide as she possibly could, obviously.
Oh yeah, that is super important because the latch can actually determine the success of your breastfeeding and how long you'll be able to do so. Isn't there some kind of surgery that they recommend for that?
Her doctor didn't seem too concerned to want to go through with the surgery, and I didn't really feel that it was necessary since she was getting adequate milk. So that was really the only hiccup that I believe that we had.
Oh, thank goodness. So is there anything else that you wanted to mention? Anything else that you went through, or any other advice that you have for our mommies at home that are nursing, or even just child rearing in general?
So, oh, and then I also had mastitis, which, whew, that was not fun. I always make sure that when you're nursing the baby that you are, removing all of the milk. Otherwise, it can lead to a blocked duct, and then it can get infected and lead to mastitis. And it's very, very painful. So that's another reason why to make sure baby or you via pumping or manual expression that you're always, trying to extract all of the milk.
You can find out so much more about mastitis and pumping and manual expression and all these other things on SandyFam's channel, which will be listed in the description down below. We're almost ready to conclude this interview, but I'm really glad that you were here with us. So don't forget to join her channel as well and learn about all the information that we have here on the Famous Mommy channel, as well as the SandyFam channel.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but breastfeeding makes me ravenously hungry and super thirsty. So like I'm always eating carbs, and I know they're terrible for our waistline though, girl, dang.
Oh my gosh, Jay, thank you so much for saying that. I thought it was just me. I am hungry all of the time. I am like a bottomless pit. And not only that, but I just feel like I'm like constantly drinking water like all day long. But it's okay because it's really important to stay hydrated when you're a nursing mom. Yeah.
You're awesome, girl. Anyway, is there any other advice that you can think of, or anything like the best advice that you could give the breastfeeding mommy at home right now watching this channel?
I would have to say to learn to consult a lactation consultant. I thought for sure that my kid's pediatrician would always know, what is best or how to fix breastfeeding issues, but it turns out they don't actually have that much training when it comes to things like breastfeeding and car seat safety. So it is always important to contact a lactation consultant or a car seat safety technician. When I tried to ask the pediatrician, their answer was always,
mother's milk
is never enough. You must supplement, or you have to switch to formula.
Wow, I would have found a new doctor at this point.
One time they even said that because the baby was now 6 months old, that breast milk has no purpose and now I have to give them formula.
That is seriously insanity. I question where this person got their medical license.
Obviously that information is not correct, but imagine being a first-time mom and just thinking that the pediatrician is educated in those things and you are trusting their answer because that's your doctor and you're supposed to trust your doctor.
Geez, I mean, that's why it's always important to get a second opinion. If you don't like your current pediatrician, always find a new one. And then you can make your educated decision on what is best for you and your family from taking the advice of your pediatrician, as well as consulting with a lactation consultant and car seat safety specialist. I think that's a really good idea.
I had no idea, and I know now that the things they were telling me were very inaccurate.
It makes you wonder what they did when they didn't have formula or pumping or things like that. What, so no woman made enough milk for her baby? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And how did people feed their babies? Oh, geez, the way nature intended, right? I mean, come on.
I was also told that my milk hadn't come in immediately, so I wasn't going to be producing any milk. Whereas it really depends on the person, and I've noticed it doesn't even matter how you birth. I've had 2 C-sections, and then I had
natural birth,
2 C-sections, and my milk pretty much came in the same time with all of them, and that was between day 4 and day 7. You do not need to supplement at the beginning. The baby's tummy is smaller than a cherry and colostrum is plenty. Don't worry, you are making enough. Supplementing is not a good idea at the very beginning. Our bodies are amazing and they produce
mother's milk.
demand. So it's really important to keep nursing and nurse as often as possible, or pump, you know, whatever you decide is okay. You have to keep at it, because the more that you are extracting from the breast, the more your body is going to be like, wait a minute, she needs more milk. I'm gonna make some more. So that was something that was really surprising to me, and I would definitely say that is the best piece of advice that I received. Because in my experience, they will always tell you that you are not producing enough, that you need to supplement, that baby's not gaining enough weight, but really all babies grow at their own pace.
As far as breastfeeding goes, someone that would know more about it would be the lactation consultant. Yes, because that, like me, I'm even in training for that. They are trained in lactation, and they know a lot more about it than most pediatricians that are not trained in that actual subject. I know as long as the baby is gaining weight, and as long as they have had enough diaper changes, as far as how many times you've had to change the diaper, and your doctor and lactation consultant can both tell you what they need to be doing as far as how many times the diaper needs to be changed, as well as how much weight the baby needs to gain to be healthy, then that can determine for you how much milk you're making and if you're making enough milk. If the baby is not gaining any weight, then it's time to talk to your doctor and maybe think about supplementing. But yes, always get the opinion of your doctor, and especially a lactation consultant if you really want to have a successful breastfeeding experience. I agree with that.
Thank you everybody so much for watching this video. As you already know, I am the mom of SandyFam. You can find us on our channel. I have videos on mastitis and other educational things as well. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch our video. Please like, comment, and subscribe to both of our channels because she's phenomenal.
Oh my gosh, girl, you are too. I am so flattered.
I totally also want to thank YouTube, because without the existence of YouTube, I never would have met you. You have helped so many women on their breastfeeding journey, and you have absolutely made an impact on the normalized breastfeeding. You, mama, are a superhero.
That is so sweet. Thank you.
And I'm so happy that although we haven't met in person, that we were able to meet, and I hope that one day we are able to meet, because I already know we're going to be like instant best friends. I mean, we kind of already are anyway.
Oh my gosh, you are just too sweet. Thank you, sweetheart, so much. And thank you so much for giving your time here to the Famous Mommy channel. And for all my viewers at home, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below, as well as check out SandyFam's channel. And don't forget to throw or a smash of that thumbs up, please, to inspire us to make more wonderful content here on the Famous Mommy channel. Thank you for watching. Also hit that notification bell, bing, so that you can get reminded of the next Famous Mommy video. Thank you again so much for being here. I'll see you real soon on the next one. And again, thank you, SandyFam. We'll see you again real soon, sweetheart. Take care and have a beautiful day. And don't forget to check the description down below. Bye now.
Bye bye.